Sa magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at malugod na pagbati mula sa Future Earth, Philippines. Welcome sa ika-80th episode ng the Filipino Sustainable Development Goal Action Hour. Muli niyo kaming samahan sa isa't kalahating oras ng exciting at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa mga paksa na napapanahon at tiyak na kapupulutan ng aral at karunungan. So sa hapon pong ito, atin pong tatalakayin ang kahalagahan ng scientific-based research sa pag-apula or mitigation ng sakuna sa ating komunidad. Totoo naman na may mga disasters o sakuna, lalo na ang mga natural disasters na hindi natin magagawang takasan o iwasan. At diyan po papasok ang aspeto ng effective na scientific research upang matugunan ang mga pangailangan sa resiliency at sustainability. Matatandaan po natin nung mga nakaraang panahon na nagkaroon ng mainit na usapan, tungkol sa issue ng research. Nasabi ng iba nating mga mambabatas na atat tayo na gumawa ng research, na para bang pinapahayag na isantabi ang pagre-research at ilaan ang pondo sa ibang paraan o gamit. Pero alam niyo po ba, sa hapon na ito, ang ating pong panauhin ay magbibigay po ng linaw at magbibigay tibay sa pundasyon kung bakit mahalaga ang pag-aaral at pananaliksik at kung ano ang role na gagampanan nito sa Sustainable Goal Development. Ang ating pong panauhin ay kasalukuyang Vice President for Research Innovation and Extension sa Tarlac State University. He holds a doctorate in public administration from Tarlac State University, where his dissertation focused on electronic commerce utilization among LGUs of Region 3, and it studies its implication to electronic governance. He also earned a Master of Science in Civil Engineering from De La Salle University in Manila with a thesis on flood hazard zoning at Tarlac City towards the development of flood overlay zones and provisions. His research interests span civil engineering, disaster risk reduction, and public administration. He has published numerous articles in high-impact journals such as Civil Engineering Journal and Procedia Engineering Journal. His work is indexed by prestigious databases like Claveret Analytics and Scopus, reflecting his contribution to the academic community. And in addition to that, he has extensive administrative experience at Tarlac State University. He has served as Vice President for Administration and Finance, Director of the Office of Planning, Performance Monitoring and Evaluation, and Chairperson of the Intellectual Property Office, among other roles. Before joining the university, he worked at the National Irrigation Administration, bringing practical expertise to his academic and administrative roles. His dedication to education is also evident in his previous position as chairperson of the Ladderized BSIT program at the College of Computer Studies. He holds a Master of Arts in Teaching Mathematics and a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, both from Tarlac State University. At sa hapon na pong ito, he will grace us with his knowledge and experience. So let's all welcome at palakpakan po natin si Dr. Murphy Muhammad at ang kanyang presentation na pinamagatang Future Proofing Communities Through Research, Flood Modeling for Disaster Risk Reduction and Management. Doc Murphy?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, and to all the team members po who are with us, and those who are joining us. I believe we are also being telecast via Facebook Live. I think I'm not sure. Okay, so for this afternoon, I'll be talking about something which is quite dear to my heart, which is in the field of engineering. Okay, so let me just have this. Okay, sorry. So ayusin ko lang po. Can you see the presentation po?
Yes po. Doon po sa mga audience po natin, puwede po kayong mag-heart o thumbs up kung nakikita niyo po ang presentation po ni, Doc Murphy.
Let me just check po. Ayan po. Okay, so for this afternoon po, before that po, let me just thank Future Earth Philippines po for the invite, and we have already somehow met. I think last month, uh, early this month or last month, to discuss some researches that we have done here in the province of Tarlac to uh, alleviate the possible impact of climate change. Okay, so for this afternoon, I'll be discussing about future-proofing the communities through research, flood modeling for disaster risk reduction and management. So for many of us, we believe that research is only being done for us to be able to finish our degree for example, for the bachelor, master's, and doctorate degree, but without really knowing its a possible impact to the community. So with that, ayan po. So I believe we are all familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals, and as to a person being employed in the academe. So we are the one who is in charge of somewhat contributing to the attainment of these goals. For Tarlac State University, we are somehow a rank in terms of the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking. This is based on the impact on the uh, sustainable development goals impact of our or the contribution of Tarlac State University to the sustainable development goals. So fortunately, Tarlac State University has created a center wherein we are engaged in three important things that has impact to the community. So this is SDG number 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. So we have a center named, newly created center, Center for Engineering and Environmental Research. So our goal here is to provide engineering solutions to environmental problems that we are experiencing. So if there are calamities, so it involves the environment, then the communities is the primary affected or the most vulnerable in terms of that. So as to SDG 11, make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. We are also anchored to SDG 13, climate action, because just like what I have said, we have a Center for Engineering and Environmental Research. We need to assess as well what is the possible impact of changes in our environment. So we take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Then lastly, because we won't be able to do it alone, we are also banking on the Partnership for Goals or SDG number 17, which strengthened the means of implementation and revitalized the global partnership for sustainable development. As a government institution or higher educational institution, we need to partner with other government agencies, LG, local government units, private organizations, for us to be able to realize our goals, okay, or our targets to really have an impact to the community. Then as to that, just like what was mentioned earlier, I have done a research regarding flood hazard zoning of Tarlac City towards the development of flood overlay zones and provisions. So these are some of the my completed researches. So for the first one, I have um, linked with the city government of Tarlac for me to be able to conduct this research, and the final output was provided to them. And at present, we have seen some of the efforts of the local government unit to address the flooding problem being experienced here in the Tarlac City. Okay. Also, I have produced a research entitled River Flood Hazard Modeling, Forecasting Flood Hazard for Disaster Risk Reduction Planning. So in this aspect, I have assessed the Tarlac River, which is passing through Tarlac City. Later on, I'll be providing you some scenarios or background or images relating to this study. Then, lastly, disaster risk reduction and management of Tarlac City. All of this researches were properly coordinated with the local government unit of Tarlac, and all results were provided to them. Then, as for our ongoing or proposed projects, so all of these are already ongoing. Okay, and some of I believe two of these titles or proposals were already submitted to DOST for possible funding. So the first one is integrated river urban water modeling for flood hazard and mitigation assessment of flood-prone sub-basin divide in Tarlac City. Then we also have, if I believe most of you are familiar with the New Clark City. So for a development, if development would happen in a certain location, really there would be a implication to some areas surrounding or nearby areas surrounding the developed area. So we'll be assessing what would transpire or what would be the possible scenario happening after some time when the full implementation or the all the projects were fully implemented in this area in the New Clark City. Then another one is a hyperlocal design and a prototype of a low-cost AIoT-based personal weather station for hyperlocal weather-driven decision. So, um, as a researcher, our number one requirement is for us to be able to gather data. Unfortunately, we don't have enough resources. That's why on our end, we are trying to develop a device for us to be able to capture information regarding the weather. For example, precipitation, the wind, the speed, direction, the temperature, and so on. So with this device, we'll be able, if implemented, we'll be able to put this device in different municipalities in the province of Tarlac, wherein we'll be able to produce a model which would much be accurate rather than having sources which are quite far from the area being considered in the conduct of the research. Then lastly, the GIS based flood model for of Barangay Giteb Ramos Tarlac. So this area is perennially being flooded. So we have already coordinated with the um, LGU Ramos, wherein we are trying to assess what solutions we can provide for them to be able to minimize the possible impact of flooding in their area. Then, as to the location of Tarlac province, so for those who don't know where this is situated, it is in the heart of Central Luzon. So, at the uh, west side of Tarlac, we have a mountainous range wherein most of the water or runoff are coming from this area, which contributes to the flooding in some areas in the province of Tarlac. And on the east side, mostly it's a flat plain, which is usually flooded. Then for let me just I'll just be discussing this study. So the flood hazard zoning of Tarlac City towards the development of flood overlay zones and provisions. So for this study, I have identified these objectives for me to attain. So develop a flood inundation model, then determine the hazards and vulnerability over the existing land use, and determine the risk on the urban barangay. Then lastly, to look into the implications of land use policies towards risk management. So for the scope, limitation, and delimitation of this study, so the sources of data came from UP Dream Collider 1 program, wherein I have acquired the digital elevation model. Then for the land use map and barangay boundaries, this is a common problem among LGUs. They don't have a digital land use map, wherein what I did is I created the land use map, then I just let them validate it. Then for the barangay boundaries, I just captured it um, in a, I forgot the website for that, for me to be able to capture the barangay boundaries, for me to be able to delineate my study area. Then for the rainfall data, it is acquired from Pagasa, then also the delineation of watershed. So these are some of the constraints. So river discharge data, just like what I have said earlier, wherein data sometimes are not easily acquired because it is not available. So this is one problem. Though they Pag-asa has a weather station located in Tarlac City, but they don't capture the actual discharge flowing in Tarlac River. So I just made use of the river stage for me to be able to validate my model. Then the infiltration data, wherein just utilize the curve number. Then for the rainfall record, so the only data that I was able to gather is from 2011 to I believe this is 2017 when I made this study. Then lastly is the procurement of the materials. This because of the procurement law, which hinders the procurement of the materials in the or in the government. Okay. Then as to my study area, so um, for this area po, this is Tarlac City. Mhm. And this boundary is the boundary of Tarlac province. So my concern here is to assess what is the possible flooding scenario that may happen in Tarlac City. So my area of consideration for the runoff in terms of the possible overflowing of Tarlac River, it means I have to generate the watershed contributory to Tarlac River. So it passes through different municipalities, uh, three municipalities in fact, wherein the runoff is being captured, leading to Tarlac City, wherein in return I modeled what is the possible scenario of Tarlac River if in different rainfall events. Okay. Then for the calibration of my model, I have used the Typhoon Lando in which happened in 2015, wherein fortunately there's a detailed data wherein I was able to capture or acquire it from DOST. Then this is the conceptual framework of the study. Then um, the focus of this is to be able to see the flood hazard, the vulnerable area, and the possible risk. And the main goal of this study is to reduce the risk over the different land uses in Tarlac City. So my focus only, I did not consider the entirety of Tarlac City because it's quite big. I just focus on the central business area of Tarlac City. Then these are the theoretical framework. Then the 1D modeling that I have used, as well as the 2D modeling. Then for the calibration of the model, just like what I have said, there are only limited data for me to be able to validate the model that I have done. So I made use of soft validation or calibration, based on record. So this is due to Typhoon Lando, wherein fortunately there are so many documents posted online, wherein I was able to capture them, then assess uh, the uh, compare the model with the actual scenario or field scenario in the Interlock City. Then this is the research design. So with the model, then I have produced the hazards, the flow depth, flow velocity, flow direction, time of flooding, then the hazard level, then identify the vulnerable areas, the residential area, commercial area, industrial area, then essential facilities such as educational institution, government institution, and hospital, then the possible risk to life, property, and agriculture. Okay. Then for the actual modeling, so this is based on the 100-year rainfall event that I have used. This is pertaining to Tarlac River. So fortunately, based on the 100-year rainfall event, Tarlac River will not be overtapped by flood water, and this is not yet um what I mean is this is not final yet, because based on the data that I have acquired, it is quite limiting from 2011 to 2015 or 17, I think. So with that, the actual or the modeled rainfall event might not be the actual forecasted rainfall event that might happen in a 100-year scenario. So this is yet to be reevaluated based on the recent data that we might be able to acquire from Pag-asa. So we'll be doing a study again regarding this Tarlac River, if still with the current data, what would be the possible scenario of this river. Then for the Central Business District, this is the boundary of the Central Business District, and this is this was modeled with the use of Flow 2D. So these are the different flow depths in the area. So means the green area, or the area wherein it has color green, the flow depth is around um, 0.3 meters or less. Then the highest possible depth that can be seen here is more than 2.4 meters, and it is along the waterways. And for the yellow area, if you'll be able to see it, so these are some barangays wherein actual flooding has been recorded. Okay, so these are the things that need to be addressed by the local government unit. Then also, I have assessed what would be the flow depth conditions in the major roads of Tarlac City, because in terms of disaster, we need to in terms of calamity, not disaster, of calamities, we need to evacuate people, and with that, the city government is informed what would be the possible route that they can be able to take whenever evacuating people in or moving them around within Tarlac City. Then these are the flow directions, wherein as you can see here, it is the flow directions of the water are all leading to the waterways located around Tarlac City. Okay, so we also have the flow velocity, because we we know that the depth of water is not that um, harmful to human, but as compared to the flow velocity. Even if the depth of water is below knee deep, if it has uh, if it is fast moving, then it can result to harm to the properties and the lives of people, as well as animals. Then also for along the different major roads in Tarlac City. So let me just lead you to this area. We're in this area is near SM Tarlac. The possible scenario here is that the flow velocity along the road, based on the model, would reach 4 meters per second. So it is quite fast. Then for some other major roads here, this is the MacArthur Highway, wherein this is the main road of Tarlac. In some areas, the flow velocity is around more than 2 meters in 2 meters per second as to its flow velocity. Then also we have here the time for maximum depth. So based on the rainfall event, we'll be able to see how much time is needed for us to be able to observe the maximum depth of flood that we'll be able to observe in a certain location. So it is we have here the legend. Some areas would flood, but it doesn't mean that it would be too high. But the maximum flooding event in some areas would be encountered within 9.5 hours to 12.5 hours. Then for some areas within 17 to 18.5 hours. So with that, people and the LGU is informed how much time they they are given for them to be able to decide what to do on to these people who are residing in this area. Then for the flood hazard level, so we have um, 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3, and it is colored uh, green for level 1, then yellow for level 2, and level 3 is red. So for this level for the flood hazard, so it is defined based on the depth of water, the flood, as well as the flow velocity. So it is not only based on the depth of flood in terms of identifying the flood hazard. So in some areas, these are the central business area of Tarlac, wherein if most areas here which are red or in level 3 are residential areas wherein flood or flood hazard level is at its maximum. So that's why the local government unit is currently um, providing solutions to be able to address this hazard in the aforesaid residences. So with that, thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you have learned something. And um, uh, all this um, all this information were properly coordinated with the local government unit of Tarlac. And in terms of the result, as well as the data gathering, we have coordinated with the local government unit, the city disaster risk reduction office, as well as the city planning, city engineering, and most of the offices under the local government unit in Tarlac City. Thank you.
Ay, maraming salamat po, Doc Murphy. Napakaganda ng project na ginagawa niyo po sa Tarlac, and it's so nice to know na yung pong ating expertise when it comes to academe ay nagagamit po ng ating komunidad. So, napakaganda po ng ano, so, inyong
Very good.
ginagawa. So,
Very
right
good.
now po, very good daw, Sir Doc Murphy. So, with that po, madaming salamat po uli sa pagpaunlak sa aming, imbitasyon to have this talk this afternoon. So, tapos na po ang buwan ng June. Let's all welcome the
Ayan na.
month of July by Monday. So, with that notes po, gusto ko pong pasalamatan ang lahat at may we all will all enjoy this weekend and see you all again next week, same time, same channel, same place. And to all, have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you po.
Sige, bye-bye. Salamat.
Bye, hello.